well, the meeting is called to order at 9:10. Public comment on non-agenda items. Do we have any public comment? No. No. None. Mary? No. Okay.
I have 7 comments to make on 7 different subjects. I'd like to bring
All
up
right.
these.
Approval of agenda. Do we have any question about the agenda?
I do have a change on the agenda.
Okay.
The student equity plan is actually for discussion instead of approval
Okay.
because it hasn't gone through the
So noted that Marina is taking notes while at the same time being part of the meeting.
Okay.
All right. Anything else on the agenda? Review of meeting notes of September 30th and October 13th. So you have 2 sets of notes to review. Seems to me that you've reviewed them already because you're looking at the screen. Okay, so guess we lost somebody out. Do we have a motion to approve the months? Do we have a motion to approve the meeting minutes? All right, second? Second, all right, everybody in favor? All right. Okay, 1 abstention, 2 abstentions, nays, 3 abstentions, right? Nays, no, okay. 3 abstentions and everybody else is a yeah. Information item, present updates. Well, I'm pleased to tell you that we have held steady at 96% capacity from the first day school, and we haven't gone down at all. So this tells me that either we are doing a wonderful job retaining our students in the classroom, or students drop and then we increase capacity with new students coming in for second semester classes. But from what I'm hearing is that we are doing an excellent job retaining our students in the classes, and I thank the faculty and the staff for the good work that they are doing for that. We will be offering classes at the John Muir School in the Northwest. There are 6 sections that are being offered there. We have math, English, speech, psychology, and sociology, right?
And Spanish.
And Spanish. Those classes will start at 3:30 in the afternoon, and our understanding is that there will be a lot of students that will be coming from even other high schools to take those classes at New York. And last week, President Brown and I met with representatives of the city and the school district. The meeting was at the city. We are trying to work with the city and BUSD to see how we can get support from those 2 organizations. The Unified School District will provide us with custodial services while we use the building there. They will also allow us use of their technology, their internet technology, so that we don't have to go in and put new technology infrastructure there. We will be allowed to use their system. And through the district, not the district, I mean through the city has some money that they could make available through grants to the college. So we will be submitting, my understanding is that Dr. Miller and his staff will be submitting a request for money. We can get probably up to about $100,000 if our request is approved. So we will be competing against other agencies for that money. In the same line, I also met with the mayor of El Monte, and they do have scholarship money that they can make available. And I was encouraged to apply for up to $100,000 after the first week of November. So we will be looking at that. And I think there is the possibility that we could get up to $100,000 from El Monte for scholarships. And he also talked about the possibility of creating a special fund where if students put money in a special account to pay for their tuition and their books and so on, the city of Belmonte will match those funds. So that's something that we will be looking at, and I will be having more conversations with them, and hopefully this can materialize to the benefit of our students. You all know that there will be a ceremonial signing of AB 288 on our campus next, on the 4th, next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And I will encourage all of you to be there. Assemblyman Chris Holman will be here together with several superintendents of the school districts. We have also invited the presidents or superintendent presidents of other community colleges to attend. On that day, we also looking at the signing of agreements between BCC and the school district to promote the dual enrollment program. And I want to thank Dr. Olivo and her staff for making all this happen. Okay. This will conclude my report. Yes.
It is the same date as Dr. Rob Johnstone. However, the first session is 8 to 10, and then this is at 10 a.m. And then this will conclude at around 11.
Oh, not before that, probably.
And then Rob Johnstone's on again at 12 to 2, and then 4 to 6.
What would the funds from the city be used for?
Scholarship.
Scholarship.
Oh, do you mean that?
No, from the city it has to.
Oh, no, that's for upgrade at New York. Just that's for upgrade.
And then, we need to clarify the footnotes or something about parking there.
Parking is fine.
It's just where to park.
Oh, so just in front of the building, you go with the, you go, what is that street?
It's a faculty, they're a faculty lot of Lincoln, I presume.
Right,
But there's
the-
lots on the other side.
Right, all that will be, all that information will be provided. Okay. That concludes my report. So we move on to a discussion and consultation. Number 1, board policy and administrative procedure 7126, applicant background investigation. First reading. I'm assuming that all of you have had an opportunity to review the board policy and to get feedback from your constituent groups.
No, this is the first.
This is the first read.
So this is giving them the opportunity to go out to their groups and for setting agendas, if people want to give me an estimated timeline of how long it will take for feedback, then I can plug this into the college calendar.
So these things are approved by all bodies?
Yes, correct.
Crystal? If all the bodies did approve?
Yes, they all need to look it over and recommend it for approval.
Okay. So how long do you think it might take? A month or two? December?
Come back for the December college council or January?
January, right? January.
January.
Right, maybe January, like that doesn't give ample time to everybody. Anything else on this first item before we move on to the second one? This one is for approval, the 2016-17 academic calendar. We received that, we received the information that the meeting met, and we're making this recommendation. So you can take a look at the calendar. Let's hear some discussions on that. Feedback. You will notice that there is added to this calendar a winter intercession, right, consequent to the Earl ruling against the county.
It also has 2 flex days, which is slightly different than we have in the past.
Okay. Any comment on that, the 2 flex days? It was recommended by the calendar committee, right? Dr. Bell,
Yeah.
you chair that committee,
Yeah, correct.
right? So, okay. Any comment on that?
For me? No, just that.
Okay. Because it's cleared the Senate already, right, the calendar? Right? And the
Yeah.
Senate was, anything from the Senate that we need to know? It's just passed the Senate. Thank you. It doesn't need to clear any other body before we move it forward to the board for final approval.
No, Dr. Bergen, for update, the calendar committee took the vote draft calendar out to all the respective shared governance group got feedback, that's represented in here, so it's gone through that level of vetting from the committee standpoint in all our attending committees, so it's been vetted through at that level. So now it's coming to college council for final approval and recommendation.
Could you share with us some highlights about this calendar for the 16-17? How is it different from other calendars we've had?
You hit the two primary things. The primary difference in this calendar and the current academic calendar is it does contain 6 weeks winter intercession, which we had in place, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. The other major significant difference is the insertion of a second professional development day in the spring. So there's a professional development day in the fall and one inserted in the spring semester. Other than that, it represents the scheduling and the timing of previous academic calendars that have winter intercession.
May I ask another question? Is there any way you could sum up for us a little bit some of the discussions that took place in the calendar committee as they came up with this calendar?
Well, it wasn't a lot of broad-based discussion admittedly, and nothing like the level of discussion we've had bringing previous calendars forward for the last 2 years. The committee recognized the obligation of the district to reinsert the winter intercession based on the PERB decision.
Right.
And so with that as our background, we move forward with the process of talking about the insertion of days, balancing professional development days so it wasn't too impactful on Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday classes. There was significant representation from students on the committee, so there was a lot of input and valuable input on development from students as well. But again, it was a pretty much straightforward discussion once the committee heard, discussed, and recognized the obligation to honor the PERB decision.
Okay. Anything else? Right.
Just for confirmation, we have the right calendar here. This is the one that Senate approved and that college calendar committee approved.
16, 17 on top, right?
Yes,
That's
I'm just making sure.
16, 17.
It's the right version. We're good.
You're funny.
Ms. Deborah Krause-Cantorero?
You can just use Cantorero, Dr. Verdi.
Okay.
Make it drape down. I just want, for the record, the second flex day was added after my Senate looked at it, but the vote at the calendar committee, which I was present at, was almost unanimous, and so I think we can stand behind this.
Okay, very good. The students. Kelly? Student
Yes,
trustee?
I was also there and students are in support of this calendar.
Are they excited about everything that's going to happen? You even have a spring break in the middle of April. And also final exams.
It's a good calendar.
Isn't it good calendar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the calendar as presented? Moved. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Abstention? All right, let the record indicate that the calendar passed unanimously. All right. Next item on the agenda is the Shared Governance Committee evaluation for approval. All right.
So since Dr. Scott's not here today, I'll put these forward. There's 2 sheets in your packet.
Yes.
The committee met and developed, mostly through Crystal, the Shared Governance Committee evaluation form that we'd like to use for our Shared Governance Committees. So for at least the College Council, if you so choose to vote this way, and for all the standing committees under the College Council. And the second sheet describes what the actual recommendation from the work group was, which goes over what is being requested, including making sure that all of the standing committees report regularly back to the College Council, and recommending that we conduct self-evaluations annually using the committee evaluation form, and that we make sure that we publish annual goals for each shared governance committee, so College Council and the 9 standing committees. And with that, I'll step back because I know a lot of people at the table were actually on that work group and they can speak to it.
Who go first?
We had a good discussion.
Very good discussion.
There were a few revisions that were made. This was a conversation that I think started actually in the College Council a little over a year ago. So this is kind of the culmination of a lot of discussions in a lot of different groups.
Well, I have I don't know what kind of question it is, but I look at item number 15. If this is a Likert scale, strongly agree to strongly disagree, is a Likert scale. Item number 15 is a question. Do you have any additional comments? So would that be a Likert scale? Yes, I strongly agree, I have a question.
There was a comment that we needed one additional
Ah.
open-ended
Okay.
area in case people needed to.
Okay, so this one will be separate, then it
They
will
will
be
be
it will be
separate.
separate, okay.
Yes, we won't do
Alright.
additional comments.
Oh.
Oh, 1 to 15 maybe.
Okay, everybody satisfied with any more discussion on the topic? Do I hear a motion to approve?
Kendra will move to approve.
All right, second, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next item, student equity plan, that's for information, right? Dr. Oliver?
Yes. So we have a new webpage, and this is building upon the link that we sent all of you several weeks ago. It's pasadena.edu/student equity. And so it lists all of the activities that we've been hosting as a campus, and including upcoming activities. So I will be sending this out to the campus to encourage you all to continue participating in our activities. Under the link documents, we will have, we've listed all of our last year's documents and then this year's drafts of both triple SP and student equity. So let me loading our documents. So the documents this year for student equity, if you noticed, when we sent it out, we used a different calculation to identify achievement gaps. And this method that we are implementing this year helps us identify how many actual students we lose, which we think will help the campus understand at a more personal level.
May I ask you a quick question on that?
Yes.
How is that different from the state chancellor's method?
Actually, the state chancellor's office introduced this new method
Oh,
this
okay,
year.
all right. Because the way you said, I thought we introduced that.
Oh, no.
Ah.
We're using a new method that was introduced at the Student Equity Plan
Okay.
Institute. And so, our researcher, Patty Quinones, she took the new formula, and I want you to all understand where our current gaps exist. So I'm gonna start off at course completion. So how many of our students are able to complete courses, whether they're internet-based or combined on the ground and internet-based, so hybrid, or just purely face-to-face courses? And so where we find our gaps, using this new method called percentage point gap method, is that the number of course enrollments lost for African American and Latino students was calculated and presented in the table. For African American students, there's a 19% gap, resulting in the loss of 58 course enrollments. In other words, successful completion of 58 more courses by African American students would have closed the equity gap.
How many?
58.
58 sections, you mean?
Right.
Which line?
58 more.
It's the whole course enrollments.
Yeah,
Course
enrollments.
It's not sections, it's
That's enrollments.
So 58 more enrollment successfully.
58 more enrollments.
Successful completion
Yes.
for African American students would have been enough for us to, not to close the gap, but to be within the,
We would actually close the gap.
what do you mean by close the gap?
Wait, but Cynthia, I think you're looking at the DE here, because the numbers are too small. Can you go to the general courses?
Yeah, but just
Because
explain what we learned at USC.
So this is essentially one of the ways the Chancellor's Office is attempting to make the equity data more real is rather than looking at percentages or things that don't mean things to people.
Yes.
Essentially say, if African Americans were as successful as the general population, how many more successful enrollments would that be?
Okay.
And in this case, with the DE, I think this is DE, it would be 58 more successful enrollments. But if we scroll down to
58 more successful enrollments out of the total population of African American students enrolled.
In those sections.
Yes, so the total for African Americans.
Okay, let's take a look, let's break it down so everybody
Can we go
understands
down
what
to
you
the
mean
big,
by it.
can we go back
Yeah.
down to the big numbers?
Hold on, Rajan,
Yeah.
this is internet-based courses.
Yes, can we go down to the
So
big
for
numbers?
African-American students enrolled in internet-based courses,
Uh-huh.
if we helped 58 more students succeed, that would close the gap.
So we had 308 students enrolled in each of the
308
courses.
enrollments.
Alright, 133 of them completed.
Correct.
Okay, so we needed 58 more to complete successfully.
Yeah.
But let's.
Now,
go
when you
down
say
to
close
big
the gap, I
numbers.
have a question on close the gap. Does that mean their performance would be equal to the reference group?
Yes.
Or will the performance be within the 80% range
No,
of
no,
the,
no. Equal to the reference
to
group.
be equal to the reference group?
Correct, yes.
But go down to the big numbers so people get the real,
Can I ask one more clarifying question on that?
Yes.
So if we're, I assume that the reference group is all students, right? So we're taking into account the 19% less than 7% gap in Hispanic. So if we account for 58 course completion plus however many of the Latino completions, and are we now accounting for
Yes.
the change in overall completion?
it will move the overall, that's why you have to analyze it every year. But let's look at the non-distance ed so you can see the real numbers
So
because.
let me go back to his question. If his question says that it is the overall completion, then if, for example, all our students are performing poorly, so we are fine because we are all performing as poorly. Is that what it means?
We have.
That's what the
performance,
professor is
but
saying.
We don't have good student success.
Yes.
Right. So that's right, okay.
Scroll down.
But the low success
That'd be kind of good then.
Yes, the low, we would be equitably horrible at serving students.
All students. We wouldn't be
Yeah.
more horrible for some.
But what about our institutional set standards? Don't we have institutional set standards?
We need to work on our institutional set standards.
So that there is a major question that people could ask us later, is that what we are doing is, we will be promoting mediocrity.
Go up a little bit.
How would you answer that question? We may be promoting
No.
mediocrity, right?
Rajan, we suck less than this.
Otherwise.
What's that?
We suck less, that's our motto, we suck less.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Stephanie.
So if we do the way we've done our institutional set standards in the past is do a 5-year rolling average.
Yes.
And so if you compare that to the 5-year rolling average, it's just, we have that conversation if that's how we want to.
So these are the real equity numbers.
Okay.
When you look at the non-distance education courses, which show a bigger issue. So African Americans, our biggest gap is with American Indian, Alaskan, Native, but it's only 76 enrollments. So it's not a good target group for improving overall equity.
76 enrollment to what?
76 enrollment out of over 60,000
For what?
for American Indian.
I understand, but for what? What are we measuring there?
That's how many students were enrolled, or how many enrollments there were in that category. But let's ignore the top group for a second and look at where the real issue is, which is with African American and Latino students. So with African American students, there were 2,669 enrollments,
Okay.
duplicated enrollments.
Okay.
And they were successful 10% lower than the average for the college.
And what was the average for the college?
The average for the college, we'd have to go up a little bit.
Last year was 68, the year
Um,
before was 71.
So I think it's the 71.
So then what I was saying is correct then. So if to us 68% is a great number.
No, we're looking at two separate issues though. One is looking at an issue of equity and one is looking at an issue of raising the
Okay.
overall number of success.
Okay.
And this particular report is looking at only the equity gap.
Yes.
That being said, if we address these two groups, the overall success numbers will go up about 4 percentage points and we would blast away any other college in the state of California and we'd be number one.
Well, when you're done, I'm going to make some comments. I'm going to
So,
hold my comments
with-
to the end now.
With African American students, what we found is based on this gap, we have a gap of 267 enrollments, basically meaning to bring African American group up to the standard for the school right now, and by the standard I mean what the average is, not the institutional set standard.
Right.
You would need 267 additional successful enrollments.
But then that will still put them below.
No, not with African Americans because they're not a large enough group to
But
move them in. With the Latinos, yes, it would. So Latinos had a gap of 6%, and they had 32,088 enrollments. This is a huge group. It's the biggest group on our campus, although it doesn't represent a majority, meaning over 50%. So what it ends up meaning is that we we have 1,925 unsuccessful students in the Latino group that we would like to move up so that there would be
Enrollments, right?
Yes.
enrollments. And this is a big number. This is a big number. If you break this down on an average class size of 30, you have dozens of courses of unsuccessful students here. And that shows that we really do need to put some effort into this to make sure that we bring up the overall equitable success rate for our Latino and African American students. Now, even though Latinos are the third largest gap in terms of percentage, they're our largest gap in terms of where we need to put the work, because this is 1,925 enrollments that we need to correct, as opposed to 267.
Stephanie and then Jim.
Are there, because there are projections that percentage are going to grow exponentially by like 2020.
Yes.
Yeah. So do we have metrics that show what that gap would look like
If we projected into the
Do you
future.
have that yet?
No, but we were really excited at the USC Student Equity Plan Institute because, using the 80% method last year and then the other method that we worked on last year, do you remember? 80% rule and the proportionality index. It was a good starting point, right, to get the discussions flowing. But the percentage point gap calculation, because it drills down to the number of students we can focus on, it helps the campus figure out where to spend our funds so that we can help those students and really move the needle overall.
And so 2 points on that. It also gives us a metric for judging how well our interventions did. So, if you have an intervention that serves 100 students and you upped the success rate compared to the comparison group by 10 points, well, you've only solved 10 enrollments. If you spend $1 million on those 10 enrollments, you're really wasting your money. You need to find a better way of serving a broader student base. So that's one way. The other thing is it helps us break down how, if we work as a collective whole, we can solve this problem in a much more meaningful way. We offer more than 2,000 sections per semester. So what this represents is each of us helping one extra Latino student in each of our classes.
Assuming you have a Latino student in each class.
Assuming you have a Latino student in your class, which by proportions, it would be very unlikely for there to be none. And if there were none, well, Stephanie's going to help too, so she'll cover the difference. I've nominated you, Stephanie. So the point is, it allows you to take a very real and a very large problem and really break it down to how can we work together to solve this in a meaningful way, and one in which we all engage in the duty we have to produce equitable outcomes.
Jim had a question.
Is this per year or per semester?
This is per year.
So we have
It's per semester.
four per semester.
Yes, because 32,000 enrollments would be half of a semester of enrollments.
Good point. So the team that I took with us to USC, Student Equity Plan Institute, included Ryan, so that he can help us learn this. Patty Quinones, who's our researcher for student equity. And then we have Melva from classified staff, Marilyn Johnson from classified, Brock, and myself, I believe. So we try to take as many people as possible from the Student Equity Committee because we really feel like rolling this out across campus will help everyone understand what we need to do to help students succeed. And it really did give me great information to go to the math faculty. So now I'm going to start moving into what kinds of interventions we're going to provide to students and what kind of professional development we are going to provide to the campus by using these funds to help faculty, staff, and managers move the needle. So I went to the math faculty and we hired USC Center for Urban Equity, and they were going to facilitate a retreat for all math faculty, including the 100 adjuncts. We sent out 100 invitations to the adjuncts and 47 invitations to the full-time tenured faculty for Q to come in and facilitate a full day. We're bringing in a math chair from a community college where they implemented acceleration, and he will discuss how they used data from an equity lens to move this acceleration curriculum redesign forward throughout all of math. So I'm very excited. I think this kind of data helps people see like, oh, okay, maybe we can do something different about this. It doesn't seem as overwhelming.
And you can use this model at the discipline level or the program level, which is what makes it a very effective model. So if we wanted to, while engaging math or other disciplines, we could come up with their actual quantifiable gap so that they know how many enrollments they need to address.
And the good thing about Q coming in and facilitating the workshop is they will have the math faculty calculate this just like we did at the Equity Plan Institute. So it's not canned data, it's them actually doing the data, which Dr. Foster, being one of our campus experts on problem-based learning, knows. We have to engage people in that process so that they can learn for themselves, right? So the math faculty will be calculating their own data for themselves.
So, if we had a conversation about the sort of reasons, so I know the SPAR data that Crystal had shared with all of us showed that, correct me if I'm wrong, Crystal, that Latino students take units, they complete the number of units, but for some reason they don't complete the end goal, like a degree or a certificate or transfer. Was that what the SPAR data said? I'm trying to remember, it's been a while.
Yeah, they persist, but they don't complete.
Right, so if we can continue to have maybe conversations between equity and then the new Title V grant, because that's the whole focus of the Title V grant is completion for Hispanic or Latino students.
Yeah.
Then maybe we can actually talk about those numbers.
That statement you made, I mean, I'm trying to understand that statement you just made. They persist, but they don't complete. I mean, if they keep persisting, ultimately they will complete.
Well, our
Not
data-
within
our-
6 years.
Well, they will complete. I mean, they keep persisting, so ultimately they have to complete.
But are they taking the classes they need to complete?
Ah, so that's a different question. It's not the same question that they persist, but they don't complete. What you're saying, and you're bringing another issue here.
Yes,
What you just said right now said that we are doing a bad job guiding those students.
we are.
We are doing a very poor job guiding the students. They persist, but yet they are not taking what they're supposed to be taking.
Well, it may also be that the students, the students have an asset, which is they will continue to survive each semester.
Yeah,
Put forward every effort to be successful.
yes.
But perhaps our institution could do more to meet them halfway
No,
by
I disagree
providing.
with you what you just said again. I disagree completely. To me, if the students are persisting, which means that they are here, they are taking classes, it is our responsibility to make them take the right classes, not
It's
to let
not
them.
just taking classes off of
But that's what I thought I heard
list,
Sheila say.
Brian. It's also giving them classroom experiences that validate who they are, that help them succeed, that provide them learning opportunities, that will help them be successful.
Our placement mechanisms also disproportionately place them in the lowest levels of basic skills classes. And so then you have so many math and English basic skills classes, they're going to use up all their financial aid and their 100 units by the time they get to.
What are we doing then to address that? What are we doing to address that?
So we have stretch acceleration in English and we have SLAM in math, but I don't think that they have been scaled up as well as they should have considering how long they've been around.
But
I'd like to see what the persistence looks like too, if they're taking different courses or if they're taking the same course over and over again. Because I know at least in my division with biology, you see these same students going through the sequence multiple times because
Yes.
they keep failing. And
Yeah.
Jim, and then I'm.
Well, I'm going a little different tangent back to this, but, we have the data, that we get from Crystal on each discipline and success rates. And is there a rough way that, until we
Yes.
get specific data for each discipline, that we can look at our success rates
In this way.
and kind of equate it to this?
Our hope is that we might be able, because Cynthia brought this up as well, in the next annual update, we provide equity data in this manner.
Well, now that you have this data, what are you going to do with this?
So it is informing our plan, and that's why we're here at the first read for you at College Council to please read through the plan of what we're doing to spend our $1 million allocation to address achievement gaps. So a lot of it involves professional learning. For example,
We need to rephrase my question. We've seen that data, the data tells us all that. what will we do as an institution? What concrete steps are we taking as an institution to address those issues that just came?
The concrete steps include engaging the faculty
Mm.
by teaching them this information and helping them be receptive to acceleration, changing curriculum, and pedagogy.
And so, Dr. Brady, one of the things we walked away with from the group was exactly what this table did. Is we've had a lot of discussions about the equity gap, but not about the reasons why that equity gap exists. So what you'll see throughout this plan is an effort to engage faculty in discussions on why the equity gap exists so that we can make corrections that fit with the needs, because the equity gap may exist for different reasons in biology than in ESL. And we want to make sure that we allow faculty to have that dialogue on pedagogy and on curriculum in a way that really promotes them using their expertise to solve these issues, but to frame it around this data so that we keep the focus on what we can do inside our institution and not go in some other direction where people say,
Well, as guarantor of teaching and learning at the college, how does the Senate feel about this, and how does the Senate plan to address this? So you represent faculty, you represent teaching and learning, and you have full authority invested in you by the state of California to work on this. So what kind of discussion should be taking place in the Senate to address this now that we have a lead?
Well, it would be wonderful to have creative discussions about solutions. The end thing, I think, for our Senate to do that.
This is what the Senate
So
should be doing, right?
You are correct. So, yes.
Well, I think that.
No, this is a question for the Senate. I'm waiting for the Senate to tell us how they're going to address it.
Well, they got started on the right foot by
Oh, you started already?
hosting Flex Day, which was student equity and mindset theory focused. I think you had record number of people from across the campus
Right.
attending. I think we started off on the right foot.
So what you're saying to me is that Flex Day in itself, those two sessions or so would address it?
It's an opener to a conversation, so we have to shift the culture in the Senate, so there's actually space for a conversation about student success, because historically, that hasn't happened. And that's what we ran on, that's part of the platform.
So what should the college be doing to help you make that happen? Because this is an important discussion.
We need to have, so I think that's what Cindy's getting at with Flex Day, is there are pockets of people that have been doing things historically on
Okay.
campus to address these issues, but we're not having a widespread campus-wide dialogue.
Okay.
So that was what our main goal about Flex Day was to start that large campus-wide dialogue. And then we've been working closely with Dr.
Okay.
Rimbaud and Equity to pinpoint other things to continue that dialogue, like the Rob Johnstone event that's coming up next week. And so we'll continue to do that. We've had conversations too about bringing these conversations into Senate.
Would it be possible to fund a concentrated retreat for senators?
I will do that if you give me a plan on how the Senate will move forward to address this. I will fund that retreat for you.
Well, I'm proposing that the retreat conversation would kind of move forward, right? So we would discuss what to do for this next year at that retreat. Because I don't know that we have time to have this discussion
Mhm.
and to shift the culture in the meetings that are occurring now.
Okay.
With all the business that we
Okay.
have. Yes.
So what you're asking, I will fund that retreat, but I would want to see some very concrete outcomes out of that retreat, telling me how the Senate, based on the fact that the Senate has that authority to direct teaching and learning at the college, on how they plan to address the gaps that we need to address based on the data that we have here. Right? Okay?
And we'll work with Cynthia on a
Okay.
timeline for that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Jim?
Campus-wide initiatives are great and helpful, but a lot of work gets done by discipline faculty as they work together too. So if we had this information available easily by discipline, we see which discipline maybe are more
Right.
successful than others, and we can start.
All right, now let us ask Crystal if we can disaggregate the data by discipline.
Yes.
We can. So we do that, provide. One more thing that I had another concern about when I heard people say, if each faculty member in each section can just get one additional Hispanic student to succeed, we will meet that. To me, this is a problem. I see this as a major concern and a major problem that we will even think like that. Because to me, that is limiting. What we are telling ourselves is that I'm done with this. All I got to do is just grab one student that is not doing well and make that student succeed and forget about the 10 others who are not succeeding. I don't believe in that. I think that we need to be not saying that each faculty member in each section should work on one student, but I think we as an institution need to come up with a plan where we can work with all those students in that class, not just identify one or pick one. I think that's limiting to make a statement like that. Okay, so that's why I thought I want to make sure that people hear that. That's a concern that I have. I don't think we need to be thinking like that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think that's a very good point. I do want to mention that one of our goals with the student equity plan this year, Jim, speaks directly to what you're saying. I think that we have to work as a whole, like Flex Day was campus-wide, and then the math faculty retreat is faculty-specific for that discipline. Then the Senate, they've just agreed to host a retreat for campus-wide, and next I'm working with another discipline faculty where they have data that is part of the indicators for student equity. So we're using a multiple prong approach. So we're campus-wide and discipline-specific.
The one side correction, the retreat, I'm not funding the retreat for the whole college. It's just for the Senate.
Oh, for the Senate.
Just for the Senate. Because we won't have the money to pay for them.
But it represents all areas, like
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes.
But then what we can do is we can use the senators to be leaders to go back to do
Right.
specific types of activities.
And I think that this,
That's-
if we can do this, this is going to be a major step for us.
Absolutely, yeah. And so this is due to the Chancellor's Office December 18th. And I welcome your feedback about what kinds of things we could fund to close achievement gaps. So I'll be back here for a second read. So if you could please take this or send this link out to the members of your constituency groups for their review. And then, do what we did here, which is have collegial disagreements and hold firm to your perspective on what we need to do to uphold student success. Rajan and I disagree on many things, but at the core, we both believe that we have to do everything possible to transform our college to help our students be successful, especially those from historically underrepresented backgrounds. So go do that. That's what we need, because when people feel uncomfortable with the way things are, that's when we will do something about making it better, right? It's not about feeling a great level of comfort with everything and then, oh, let's change. We have to feel disrupted, and then through that disruption, then we'll change things and make it better.
And one more thing that we need to add to that, I mean, if the general public out there hear us say that 68% of our students complete successfully, and we are way ahead of everybody else, they're going to look at us and say, and you want us to thank you more? 68%. I think in any conversation we have, it's not only the gap, but also how do we move that needle from 68 to 69 to 70. That's all that we need to be able to address both at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so
Just to address that quickly, I think from a mathematical perspective, if you address that 6% gap in the Latino success, it'll move that needle up to 70%.
Yeah, it probably will. Yeah.
okay, the next piece that we're here for your approval. This is not for discussion, it's approval.
Triple-S.
Is Triple-S. And Armando Duran, our new Dean of Counseling and Student Success Services.
Well, congratulations again, Armando, right? You got the smile on his face.
Check back.
And to save money, you just cross the word interim.
So Armando?
Sure, so the The plan hopefully addresses some of the concerns that you've already discussed in terms of the shortcomings of our students. We previously did have an early alert proposition, and we were willing to pay for it and fund it. It's still hard, but previously it wasn't well received, mostly from the faculty perspective. I don't think they fully understood what it entailed.
What do you mean by it wasn't well received? What was that was not well received?
The early alert, it used to be called Starfish, and now Hobson's purchased it, but I think it's now going to be state mandated in Chancellor's office, so.
There was a lot of opposition in the Senate.
The issue was that it required more work of faculty to input issues with their students, and that was a working condition.
Yeah, but I think that resistance just happened in this body, and I don't think it ever came before the full Senate.
Oh, right.
So it was originally in the original document, and we removed it so we can have it signed last year. But I noticed in the recent Senate meetings, there's some conversations about going back and revisiting, finding out why students aren't succeeding and doing something about it, which is a good thing. Because when we will continue to collaborate, because in a perfect world, it seems that it would be initiated from the instructional side, from faculty.
I'm trying to understand that again. So, it never even got to the Senate and we removed it at College Council?
Was it college council?
No. Yeah.
College Council and Captain.
Remove it before it was sent to the Senate for review?
Well, the triple SP document was discussed here at this body.
Yes.
And the discussion included the Senate at the time saying it was too much labor for teachers to enter early alert data. And so they needed it removed.
What kind of, what kind of work did it entail to enter the early alert
Well,
data?
what we were told here at this body is each teacher has around 300 students, so if they had to enter data for 300 students, that was a lot of
What
additional.
data are we talking about?
Early alert data. So
What is
is
an
this,
example of an early alert data?
is the student participating, turning in homework, attending classes, and do they need additional referral support from counseling?
So the way it works is the faculty would be able, on their watch, to be able to just press a button, and then that would inform the counseling staff that, John hasn't attended or hasn't submitted their homework. Then we follow up with that student and say, hey, we've noticed that you haven't attended, is there something that we can assist you with? But I think we're moving in the right direction. There's starting to be conversations, there's conversation within the Senate, and we will continue to collaborate to get that moving forward. To get that moving forward, so I'm confident we can get that. We will have it soon. We will have it soon. So what you'll have is the plan. A lot of the work that we're providing now has to be done electronically, given the amount of students that we have to serve. As you know, the core services include orientation, that's for all our new students. It includes the math and English assessment, or ESL, and it includes the counseling services. Currently, we are about to send out an email to 10,000 students that need a comprehensive ed plan because they have reached either their third semester or 15th degree applicable units. So those students, we're bringing them in. We're not seeing them one-on-one. We are scheduling group sessions, which requires computer labs. So that's all in the plan. We looked at the campus's priority in terms of refurbishing computers, and we offered to pay for the computers, for those computers, if they give us access, and it was agreed upon. So that's also in the plan. Of course, you'll see the additional adjuncts. We're increasing the number of adjuncts that we have hired here at PCC. The other difference from last year's plan and this year's is the SSSP director. Almost every community college has a director. We were at the counselor's office a couple of weeks ago. It was the dean of counseling and the director, the SSSP coordinator, or director. So we feel that we really need to have someone that's the primarily.
How soon will we hire them?
Correct.
No, how soon?
Immediately once it's approved. I'm sorry, once it's approved, signed off on, then we can fly. And it'll be funded through SSSP funds.
Is it prioritized highly in HR so that
It's not yet.
It can
It can be. Dr. Burgess told you it can be prioritized higher, so.
But we believe the SSSP director will really help us continue to collaborate with the campus community in terms of creating a campus-wide need to serve and help assist our students.
How is a coach different from a counselor?
The coaches don't provide student education plans. However, they prepare students for their education planning. And they also serve to help students retain them in their classrooms. So for example, if an instructor, again, finds that a student isn't showing up to class, isn't submitting their assignments or being disrupted, they would inform the coach will follow up with the student.
What are the qualifications to be a coach?
Minimum of a bachelor's degree. Many of these many of these coaches are in counseling graduate programs. So it serves as a great opportunity as a training ground for them.
When I get a better, what is it?
Angry about.
Better for my work if I would have only counselors as the coaches? And I'm asking you a question, I don't know.
They're
that.
much more affordable
Yeah.
because they're college assistants, they're paraprofessional
Oh, they're college
advisors.
assistants.
Correct.
Russian, it's about providing more social capital in the environment for students,
Okay.
rather than only relying upon one version of that support coming from counselors. Okay, so this is the Triple SP plan. Basically, the overall goals of Triple SP, we have to provide orientation, assessment, and ed plans for all new students. That started last year. So this year, there are a total of 10,000 students who need ed plans. 10,000 students went through orientation, 10,000 students were assessed. So the idea is that we are now responsible for onboarding students in a method that will help them be successful from the get-go. And so the $2.7 million.
What is our goal here? How many of those 10,000 will be on board?
Our goal is 100% that all of our students will pass their ed plan.
So our goal is all 100%, but what realistically, how many of them will be on board?
I mean, this will be the first go around.
This is the first go around?
But our goal is to target because through Title V does allow us to put holds.
Maybe ask a question, maybe Crystal will be able to give that. Last year, for example, we know how many students we had, right? At first year students, and we also know how many of them got onboarded, even though it was not. Oh, we have it there?
Yes, the data's here.
Okay.
So 3,717 of our 5,000 freshmen completed an ed plan, and that's unduplicated. So we tried for the 5,000, we didn't make it there, but we got a decent amount.
That's good. Jibber.
Some students though don't want an ed plan, they're here for a specific course or something.
Yeah.
Is that figure in here, or?
Yeah, and we've created an appeal plan.
Sure. So as you can imagine, there are students here for personal, professional, or personal development, and those people can't exempt themselves from the core services. There is a catch though. Those students will never have priority registration. They'll always register in the back end. So it's actually in their best interest to go through the core services. But those students can exempt themselves, and we're not responsible in terms of providing those services to those students, so we can extrapolate those numbers.
So, my next question, so those students are obligated to exempt themselves, it's not driven by their goal?
No, they can choose to exempt themselves, but they have to understand the
They
consequences,
have to
right?
provide proof and sign the appeal.
Right. So our goal now is to go back to those students and inform them that if they don't complete these core services, they will always register in the back end.
And then there is also a stick for for the students, like there's carrots and sticks associated with Triple SP. If a student doesn't get their ed plan, then we can opt to delay their registration. It's something we've not moved to yet, but we could do it.
Or the holds, which we're trying to avoid
Yeah.
placing holds.
Okay, so Triple SP is for your approval, and
Any other feedback, comment, questions to Armando and Dr. Oliver? Do I hear motion to approve?
So,
Second? All in favor? Dr. Oliver, congratulations.
Yes.
You're back. My understanding now we will have a new director,
yes,
4 coaches,
yep,
4 counselors, and 7 assistants.
yes.
Did I get those numbers right?
Yes, we did.
Very good.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Very
So,
great resources for students.
I guess we've gone through all the items on our agenda. Number 6, announcements. Yes, sir?
Yes, so I want to review the next 2 meetings. Next meeting, we'll be meeting here over turkey dinner because it's Thanksgiving.
Well, I guess we won't be.
And then the meeting after that is Christmas Eve. So we're going to be spending holidays together unless people would like me to rearrange the meeting schedule.
Okay, whatever your pleasure is.
Move meetings.
So I guess the question for the group is, should we target an early December, one single meeting to make up for November and
Meeting is long
December?
meeting.
Sure.
The plan, remember, equity is due December 18th.
So prior to December 18th.
And equity does need to go before the board of trustees.
Okay, so
So
I need
there's a
to,
board of trustee meeting on the 7th of December.
so it needs to be before December 7th then.
Well, that will be long before that because we need to get the paperwork. Mary's not here. Mary has to get the
So
paperwork.
backtrack a week, so before December 1st.
Now, how about the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, which is sometimes a light week?
We'll be done with equity and organizational structure hopefully by November 9th.
Okay, so then
Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
I will find a
Find a
single
date,
meeting
yeah, find a date before Thanksgiving then.
before
And then,
Thanksgiving.
would that be the only meeting for the year, or will there be one in December as well?
I would suggest not having one in December, we won't make quorum.
Well, Dr. Corning has suggested.
Mm-hmm.
Has that suggestion been accepted?
He's right.
He's right? Yeah, that he's right, so. You okay with that, right? I guess Marianne, you okay? Any announcements, other announcements? Yes, Deborah?
So tomorrow is the classified Senate big fall Halloween meeting, and we're selling 50/50 tickets. If you guys want some, they're in the Senate office, C244. You can swing by there. They're $1 a piece, or you can get 6 for $5.
Can get 6 people right here.
Yeah, I didn't bring the tickets with me
I
because
think
I
Matt is
haven't had too much luck.
I'll get my 6
I don't like to hard sell you guys when you're stuck in a meeting.
Right, that's why
I'm
I
going
did not.
to go override, I've sent that to me. No, you write your extension on the ticket, and if you're the one who doesn't, they call you.
But
Any other announcements?
11:30.
Anything, any announcement from the students? No?
Homecoming,
Right.
Is there a homecoming game?
Any announcements?
Saturday football game, I saw a sign that said wear a costume, get in for free.
it's homecoming.
Yeah, that's true.
Promote the Rob Johnstone event, everyone.
Okay. Tell them he's my friend.
Yeah?
That may not be a good promotion. I think kill that little thing right now.
You know what's right.
Okay, well, do I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second? All right, meeting adjourned.